Hello everybody, Omni here. I know it's been a little while since I've done one of these, but we had a trailer drop today that I've been really excited for, and that would be for the live-action Teen Titans show that's going to be on the DC streaming service later this fall. I'm not sure when the actual show itself is dropping. I don't remember reading that in there, but it's called Titans. I've seen some of the early imagery of it, some of the leaked photos, set photos, stuff like that. The Robin casting, I think, looks cool, looks awesome. He looks great, and the outfit itself looks a lot better than you can imagine a live-action Robin outfit looking. So I'm very impressed with that so far. So far, the production quality of it looks on point, like almost cinematic level, at least as far as the outfits and the visuals so far. The only complaints I've had personally with any of the casting choices or the costumes, anything like that, has so far been with Starfire. I mean, the actress that they cast to play her looks great, like without any pre-makeup, pre-costume, pre-everything. She looks great. I feel like as she is already, she could easily be presented as a great Starfire. But whatever they decided to do with the outfit and the hair, it just comes off as ridiculous. So like, these were just set leaks that came out a few months back, and they didn't leave a good impression on me. So I'm hoping to see it in action, and maybe it'll look a little bit better. I haven't seen anything for Beast Boy. I've seen headshots and stuff of the actress that they have playing Raven, but nothing of them in costume or anything like that yet. So with DC's recent theatrical garbage mess that they've been dealing with how they've been directing and presenting their heroes to the mainstream media, or the wide mainstream audience, has been a little offsetting, because we left off amazing with the Dark Knight trilogy, and then from there it's just been a struggle, to say the least. Wonder Woman was the first and only one that did really well, and I think they nailed the essence of the character, given that third act is a bit of a Snyder fest of CGI punches. But aside from that, I just want to see them do something and nail it. So far, the only aspect of DC that is still consistently doing well is the CW's Arrowverse, the comics themselves, and their animated films, which keep coming out, keep getting better and better. Because the last one I think that came out was Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay, and me and a couple of my friends ended up watching that last week, and it was awesome. I loved it. They're rebooting, or they're doing The Death of Superman again as an two-part animated film, which I believe is premiering at Comic-Con this weekend, and will be, if I remember right, I could be wrong on this, I think it's going to be publicly available on Blu-ray and DVD the following week, so next week. But anyway, they pre-Comic-Con, they dropped a trailer for the Titans show, and we are going to check that out. It's at the Flying Grayson's circus. Does Dick just skulk there in his spare time? Is he a detective or something? Because that looked like an interrogation room. See, I like the casting here. He looks awesome.
Please.
Oh yeah.
Can you help me?
Nice. Oh,
Fuck Batman.
What?
Something evil inside of me.
You're scared.
There,
But you can control it.
Dick is apparently off the chains right now.
You don't know what I've become.
Like, what is this?
Sometimes when I feel the darkness, it feels good.
The Raven effects look great. And Starfire with the fire going around her, she seems a little more phoenixy in this, but
Says there's no such
I like
thing as
it. Actually doesn't look that bad.
Things that.
Oh, that is a little creepy. Oh goodness. Okay. Some thoughts. Dick is murdering people. I don't know what Batman did to like tick him off, but that F Batman line, and then he just starts throat slitting and taking the thugs' guns and just papping them out. Seems a little not Robin-y. Like if that was Jason Todd and not Dick Grayson, that would be fine, because it's perfectly in line with his character. I do recall, I think a few months back, that a episode list got leaked online, like the titles of all the episodes, and one of the later episodes is, you know, the Red Hood, which is Jason Todd, but that was clearly the same actor earlier as Dick Grayson. So I have no idea what direction they're going with him, because he seems like because I know there's always been some conflict between him and Bruce as they got older, because Dick wanted to go off and branch on into his own person, which is why he left Gotham City, went to Bloodhaven, and became Nightwing, because he wanted to distance himself from Bruce's essential abusive parenthood, in a way that he wanted to step out of Batman's shadow rather than be perpetually under it. So they've always had this butting of heads between him and Bruce. So I don't know what they're thinking happened here to where he's just like F Batman and just like throat slitting people. I don't know. Honestly, I mean, it's a short trailer. It's only like 2 minutes long. So at this point, it's just going to be, we're going to have to wait and see more. I think Raven looks great. The effects with her look great, and talking about her father or the demons in her head or whatever she was saying about that. I wonder if we're going to get some more hints at maybe like Trigon or something like that. But that seems like a little higher tier scale of a villain to just kind of introduce into this thing. At least I don't see them doing that this early. Starfire in action when she's throwing the fire and not her green laser blasts or plasma blasts or whatever she has. It's a little off-putting, but in action, the way she looks a lot better, at least. So like those set photos, honestly, set photos rarely do give any justice to how something's actually going to turn out. So I kind of figured that, and I was hoping for the best with it. And in action, it did look a lot better. But I'm a little bothered that her energy is just kind of like fire, it looks like. That could be just her manipulating like an explosion around her, but it looked like she was the one like casting the fire or whatever. And it just comes off a little too Phoenixy, especially with X-Men Apocalypse retreading the Phoenix storyline, and then the upcoming X-Men movie, which is called Dark Phoenix. I don't know. I just feel like they should have stuck more to her comic book roots, to the green laser blast things, just to make her stand out a little bit more, because right now the way she looks, it comes off just like the Phoenix, even though their powers aren't even somewhat similar. Beast Boy, which I thought, this is the first time I've seen anything. I've like read who was playing him, but I never looked up headshots or saw any images of him as Beast Boy up until this trailer, and saw him in the outfit all green and stuff. Looks a little goofy, but Beast Boy's a goofy character, so hopefully he can bring some levity to this extremely grim trailer here. But he looked a little too bright for the visual aesthetic that they're going for, so we'll have to see more of that in action. I want to see like how they do his transformations and stuff. But as with any trailer, it's just an early little taste. Hopefully we get something more before it drops. Again, I'm not too sure when exactly that is going to come out. I believe the streaming service itself goes on beta next month. They released the pricing for it, and it's $7.99 a month, I think, which isn't too bad as far as the price range for something like this goes. They need to have enough content to justify it. I know they've got this show planned. They've got a Doom Patrol, Harley Quinn show. There was one other that they had listed on there that they were going to be doing along with Titans, as far as I don't know if they're all going to be live action or not, but shows that are exclusive to the DC streaming service. I did see that they're putting some older things that are pretty neat on there. They're adding the Lois and Clark, The Adventures of Superman TV show from the 90s on there, which had Dean Cain as Superman, and it was a pretty campy, interesting little show, and in the vein of the Christopher Reeves era of Superman. So that's a kind of refreshing taste. They'll have the HD version of the Batman animated series, which is really awesome. Lastly, and the thing that kind of catches my attention the most, especially with Aquaman coming out this fall, is they're gonna have this Super Friends on there, and that is just classic Golden Age cheese. And if those come out around the same time as Aquaman being in theaters, that'll be such an interesting contrast to one another. You can go on there and watch the goofy, I talk to fish and I'm only useful around an ocean, kind of blonde-haired, goofy Beach Boy Aquaman, versus Jason Momoa's like hulking bro Aquaman, and like brooding and all that. Like, it's just like polar opposites, and I love the direction they've done to kind of make Aquaman capable of being taken more seriously, especially in today's age. I mean, you don't have to make everything dark and gritty, but definitely Aquaman was somebody that needed to be updated. Like, the comics did best when they had him all like long-haired, grungy. He didn't have the orange shirt, he just had the trident, and then at one point he lost his hand and he had a giant hook arm, and they just kind of like fixed that character. I wouldn't say fixed, they updated him and evolved him into where he needed to be to stay relevant. And I'm really excited for James Wan's take on Aquaman. So far, everything they've released about it sounds amazing. Titans looks good so far. Shazam, the production shots that they've released for that so far look so good. a superhero that wants to be a superhero and has fun being a superhero. I've never been a fan of Shazam, especially in the comics, but after everything we've been getting here lately, it is just a breath of fresh air, especially on DC's end. And I'm hoping at least Aquaman or Shazam will give them at least another Wonder Woman-esque success. Because so far, out of their, 4 movies? Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Suicide Squad, Justice League. So far, out of those 4 movies, and Wonder Woman. So far, they're 1 for 5 as far as good movies go. Man of Steel was just okay. It was okay. It wasn't bad. It was enjoyable to watch, I think, but it was a bad springboard into the Superman that we ended up maintaining through BVS and Justice League. So it kind of leads into not so good. But Wonder Woman was great. Shazam, hopefully, and Aquaman, hopefully, will show that DC's finally got their head on straight and that they're moving in a positive direction. I love Marvel. I love them to death. Infinity War was probably one of the, if not the best superhero movie I've ever seen. Like, it still gives me chills just thinking about how that movie went. And I want to see DC do well because I grew up on DC. I love DC with all my heart, and I just want so bad to see them succeed. Because it just hurts every time you go into that theater and you walk out and you're just like betrayed. Not even really, mostly betrayal, and then just pure depression, because you're like, it's so easy. Like, getting a storyline with these characters is so easy. It's just, you just copy it out of the books. I don't know. Anyway, thank you all for stopping in and listening to me rant. Hopefully, there's a couple of these that I need to get back to and pick up still from E3 for some games that I wanted to talk about. There's also been some movie trailers that I wanted to talk about still that I haven't got to. So I'll try to get a couple more of these up here. I'll have another episode of our podcast. Should be uploaded here soon, around the time this one will be up. Aside from that, I'll catch you all next time, and thank you for stopping in. Later.